In college classes with no practical real-world application outside of writing tersely worded blog posts, kids are being taught all kinds of ideas, which are so new and silly that none of them can even explain what those ideas are, even though they are pushing to make them legally enforceable. One of the most popular is non-binary gender. We are told by face-pierced, pink-haired 20-something girls with degrees in lesbian dance studies that gender is not binary. While we may have been taught by our oppressive Stone Age patriarchy, or human anatomy classes, for the past 5,000 years that humans are either male or female, we now know that this is a horrible lie. There is an innumerable number of genders, plenty to choose from. Genders are like Pokemon now. There's more every day, and the ones you thought you knew keep changing. Naturally, you may think to yourself, but what about biology? There's only two models, right? Genetically? XX or XY? Right? No! There are people who are neither of those. They wind up XXY or XXX or XYY or who knows what else. This is a real fact of science, and does it not prove that people are not just male or female? Doesn't it crush once and for all the binary notion of male or female? Well, consider the nickel. It's got a side that's heads and a side that's tails, and if you flip a coin, it will land either heads or tails. Binary, one or the other, right? No! What everyone tends to overlook is the very real possibility that the nickel can land on its side. It may land neither heads or tails, but balance on that ridge around the edge. This is not impossible. So when you were told that there are two possible outcomes when flipping a coin, that is a lie. Right? In a very literal sense, yes, there is a third option, but the likelihood of the third option occurring is so remote that it would be pointless to calculate the third option as a possibility when flipping the coin. You could literally flip a coin 1,000 times a day, every day for the rest of your life, and never see it land on its edge. There's not a third side. It's not heads, tails, and ridge. It's a surface created by the 3D nature of the coin, but it's not another side. The odds of landing heads is not 33%, it's 50%. Similarly, people can be born with genetic variations beyond XX or XY, but that mutation is so rare that you can live and travel your whole life and never meet one of those people. Also, it is inconsequential enough that you may meet one of those people and never know it. It is even possible that you could be one of those people and never even feel abnormal at all. For some variations on the XY genes, the result is merely to be abnormally tall. My point is that those people for whom this genetic variation is a real issue are not the cause of this conversation. We are not being encouraged to include the fraction of a percent who are genetically abnormal. We're not being told that if a person has a body that fails to develop into either clear male or female, that the individual should have the right to choose which gender they are. We are being told that anyone can be a different gender, and not just male or female, but any of a countless number of genders. If you have an XXY or an XYY genome and a seriously indeterminate physiology which cannot be declared male or female even by a doctor with decent eyesight, then I would gladly give you the right to choose your own gender. However, when the nickel comes down, it's coming down either heads or tails. You can call it in the air, but if you call ridge, I'll put all my money against your odds. However you identify, Jesus loves you.